Welcome to Retirement Key Radio with Abe Abish.
According to the media, as Americans, we've spent the past few months at home doing jigsaw puzzles and baking banana bread and confusing our pets. I don't like bananas, so I didn't do that. I tried to order some jigsaw puzzles. They were out. Now, my pet, yes, confused. What about you?
A lot more cooking at home, a lot more exercise together. Shelly and I have been riding our bikes a lot more together.
Nice.
We finished our patio outside, and we've been spending a lot more time on our patio and just having some friends and family over for cookouts at the house outside. And so, we're just making the best of things, and soon all of this will pass.
Absolutely. But the media has us sitting at home knitting sweaters every 20 minutes and coming up with new crafts.
I know.
Morningstar's Christine Benz says that we should also be using this time, if we're home, to review our investments and really look at our future.
This is an opportunity to really think about your financial plan and to check in on the totality of your plan, your proximity to your goals, and really what your goals are. Not just, I want to have $1.5 million for retirement or whatever that goal might be, but just to think about life goals and how they intersect with your financial plan. If you have some extra time to maybe have some of those discussions, I think this is a great time to do so.
If we don't have the extra time, we really need to make the extra time, Abe. You've always talked about how important it is to be proactive and make sure that we are prepared for the what-ifs in retirement.
That's right, Kristen. It's a lot like going to the dentist or the doctor. A lot of times we don't like going, but as soon as we go, or maybe even working out, there might be that initial hesitation where like, oh man, it'd be so much better and more comfortable to stay in bed for another 5 or 10 minutes, and then you get up and you exercise and you feel great. Same thing with the doctor and dentist. I can just relate for all the guys listening to the show right now that I know as a guy, going to the doctor and dentist is not our most favorite thing.
Why do you guys put that off so much? Why do we have to nag you?
I don't know. We just think that we're always going to be okay and we're going to live a long time.
Your arm has to be almost falling off for us to get you in to see a doctor.
and it's a little annoying. But you know what? You're like, okay, I'm not invincible. I should go and get checked up and make sure I'm in good health. And it's always worth it. And then you're like, okay, good. I have another 6 months or 12 months before I go again. And I'm good to go. I've done what I need to do. And that's so true with financial and retirement planning as well. But, we spend so much of our lives working so hard to make sure we have enough saved and have done everything we can to prepare for retirement and to have enough money for retirement. So it'd be kind of silly to just kind of put that off and hope everything's okay without seeking professional opinions on what you're doing to plan for retirement, or if you're already in retirement, how to help you from there on out. So there are a lot of things you can do from the comfort of your own home. And, for the last couple of years, Kristen, it's been normal for us. Matter of fact, we have a lot of clients who we've never even met face to face that we have, just spoken to as they've called into the radio show and, via video conference and Join.me and all these webinar platforms that we haven't met face to face because either their work schedule can't handle it, or perhaps they live an hour to 2 hours away. And so the last couple months, was nothing new for us in terms of not meeting face-to-face, but instead virtually. So there are a lot of things you can do. And when you're planning to cross over the finish line successfully into retirement, and when you're planning for retirement in general, once you're there are a lot of things you can do. And you want to make sure that your priorities in retirement match up with your retirement dollars, and that everything that you have, your assets, your funds, they serve a purpose. You may say, well, this chunk of money over here, this is for my income. I don't care if the last check bounces. I want to enjoy every penny of that money over there. And this money over here, I really would want as much money possible going to my children, my grandchildren. This money over here, I'd really love to pass it on to my church, my school. This money over here, I'm really concerned, Abe, with long-term care. And what if I come down with a need for care in a home, in my own house? I want to know that I've done something for that potential need. And so money should serve different purposes. And as we're putting together our retirement income plans for people just about to retire or just into retirement, we're talking about a lot of these things. And one lady that just called into the show, she actually lives here in Loudoun County where we're headquartered. And she is going through a divorce right now, and it's almost finalized. And her ex-husband did everything financially for the family. And so she was pretty much out of the loop. And all of a sudden, half of what they have is about $1 million. So she's going to have about $1 million that she now has to manage. And she really didn't know kind of what to do. You know, she's got, I think it was $400,000 of cash and $600,000 of investments in IRAs. And she really needed an income plan. She's 62. She's retiring in 5 years. And she really had no idea what to do. Like, Abe, I've got this $1 million.
Yeah.
I'm going through a
And
divorce.
she's in such a vulnerable time.
Yep. She's
Probably definitely afraid to make the wrong decision.
Exactly. She had to relocate and buy a new house, so she's closing on a new house right now. She's got the money, and as long as the money is in the right places to accomplish different objectives she has, I think she's going to be totally fine, because it's not like she's lighting the world on fire and needs $10,000 or $15,000 a month of income. She probably needs $4,000 or $5,000 a month to live comfortably. And with $1 million and a little pension, some Social Security, she's going to be fine, as long as that is set up properly. And so she wanted to talk through all those different areas, and that's exactly how we do help the clients that work with us.
If you are not getting that type of insight, you're near retirement, you're already there, you should be, because there is a shift in the way that you approach your finances when you're winding down your income earning years and winding up your years of not doing anything to receive a paycheck. You have to figure out how to pay yourself when you stop working, because the paychecks will stop from work. You have to use all the money that you've worked so hard to save and accumulate all these years to pay yourself. You can always connect to Abe and the team anytime and find out more at retirementkeyradio.com. You know, ever since the market crashed back in March, stocks have been mostly up, prompting talk of a new bull market. But is that for real? That's the question, because 2/3 of professional investors surveyed by Bank of America say no. They're still calling it a bear market rally. Abe, what do you think? I mean, you have for almost 20 years been helping people in and near retirement. Is the worst over, or should baby boomers still be concerned about the amount of risk they're taking?
I think baby boomers should definitely be concerned with the amount of risk they're taking. Great example, Kristen. We have clients of ours that we helped about 2 to 3 years ago. And at the time, this couple the gentleman was 68 and the wife was maybe 65, 66. And at that time, they were retired. They came to us because they were 90% in stocks at that time, which is very high for someone in their mid to late 60s. Mm-hmm. They came to us because of that, and that's what most of our clients come to us for. You know, our clients typically don't have an accumulation problem, a savings problem. Their problems usually lie in all of the areas that can mess that savings up, like a major market downturn, a bear market, you know, a high tax problem in the future, long-term care, inflation, sequence risk, the risk to a retiree that the market's down when you're taking money out at the same time. For a lot of these reasons, our clients come to us for a second opinion and a combination of working with us and another firm. Mm-hmm. Well, this couple came to us, and at the time they were a 90-10. Fast forward to after this quick drop in March of 2020, and the gentleman is now 71. 3 years later, the wife is 68. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, what do you guys think your risk tolerance is now? The gentleman has RMDs due next year. They're getting closer and closer to forced withdrawals. And he said we're more of like a 5 right now on our risk scale, with one being super conservative, one being super risky and aggressive. They are now a 5. And that changes for people as they age and as they go through different market cycles. A lot of times people say, well, we've been on a 10-year bull run. The market's done fantastic the last 10 years. And all of a sudden in 1 month, we lose 30%. Mm-hmm. That can change somebody's risk tolerance. Well, over time it has for them. They're now a 5, yet they're still invested as if they're about a 7.5 to 8 on the scale. And so we recommended another reposition. We recommended getting safer with another chunk of their money to match up with their risk tolerance.
Okay.
And so I believe, this is just my personal opinion, that the worst is not yet over.
Why?
That Main Street is not matching up with Wall Street right now. I saw a meme going on the internet just a couple weeks back, and it was a picture of one of these stock market gurus saying, look at the market's come back up. And at the same time, we've just now found out 40 million people are unemployed.
Yeah, and the number's rising.
Yeah, and it's going to be more than that. More people since the Great Depression are unemployed. In addition to that, there are a lot of companies here in the local DC metro area that are never going to open again. There are restaurants that we go to. We found out that one restaurant we really love to go to, if they did not get the PPP loan, they were never going to open again. And fortunately, they got the loan. So small businesses, it's a matter of life or death as far as a couple months of revenue go. And you shut down business for a couple months, and that could be the end for a small business. So I think personally, and I could be totally wrong, that sometime in between August and October of this year, once we're all through all the phases and we get back to the new normal and we see how many companies survive, how many don't, what that new normal looks like, at that point, I think we could see a pretty significant drop. I personally believe that the market is still way overvalued and that there's way more to lose at this point than there is to gain. So I just say that to be cautious.
Find out more at retirementkeyradio.com.
Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Abraham Abish is licensed in your state, please call 571-577-9968. Abish Financial Services is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Abraham Abish, NPM number 770-3575.